Welcome to episode number 5, part 3 of the Poor Man's Fiberglass. We're going to be getting into everything for waterproofing this today. We're going to polyurethane inside for weatherproofing. We're going to go ahead and do some paint on the outside. Winter's coming, so we're going to be painting the sides, front, all the way up over, everything with canvas on it, as well as over here on the roof. We're going to get this thing all painted up. Probably going to do a couple layers. Just one nice thick layer. We've got this interior exterior pastel base paint. It's the cheapest one they had at the store, so we're just going with it. And so the paint, what it's going to do, it's supposed to go into this canvas and soak in and harden, and then once it does that, water shouldn't be able to get through. So that's the whole idea behind it. We did it once already on another camper, but on the other one that we did the glue, and then we did the canvas like you're seeing right here. But then we ended up doing the Type Bomb glue again over the outside, and then we painted it, which for number one, it's a pain to paint on that glue anyways. It's sticky, it dries up fast, it just kind of ruins your paint brushes if you're not doing it really quick. And also there was a point where I hit it with the pressure washer, and some of the paint kind of chipped away, showing me that the paint itself obviously wasn't soaked in to the canvas. On my other one, all the glue is soaked into the canvas, and while it has been fine, I'm going to try something a little different on this one, and I'm just going to be putting the paint directly onto the canvas with no glue, so hoping that there's nothing, it's not like an extra layer over the top that over time might be able to chip away like that one has in that one spot. So let's get into this. So I'm using this paintbrush that we use, or paint roller that we use for the Poor Man's Fiberglass. Then we went and picked up this little 3-piece wooden extension kit so we can have a nice long one. And we've got these paint rollers that we're going to be using. So this, that, I'm going to put that together and get going. So we've done the first coat majority. We just need to do the edges of the roof because we ran out of paint. So we're gonna knock these sides out right now, get the roof done, and then go ahead and hit the second coat of paint on here. Oh, we also have to do the door. So actually after we do the sides of this roof, we're gonna do the doors first coat. And what we've been doing to get into all these crevices over here, we've been using this little guy, just getting some paint on the end and then just dabbing it in there just like that until it's nice and filled up, because there's some spots all the way around. This needs to be filled in, that needs to be filled in, as well as, you know, this crevice going all the way down there because the roller can't hit these little perfect spots. But what we're gonna do, I think, is we're gonna go for 2 coats of paint over the outside. We're gonna let that dry and cure, and then we're going to sand it, and then I think we're gonna apply a 3rd coat of paint and see how smooth that gets. The reason I'm not sanding after the first coat is because there's still a lot of texture and bumps left over that when I hit it with the second coat, I want it to fill in naturally with the paint, so it gives it a little bit extra protection. And then I'll go ahead and sand whatever's left over from that, which should be less than obviously on the first coat, and make that 3rd one nice and smooth. I did a little test sand right here and it feels pretty good after 1 coat, but yeah, we're gonna do 2 first and then hit it. So we're gonna make this one nice and smooth. So today we are going to go ahead and sand layer 1 of our paint, more like layer 1 and 2. Now I'm just using a regular Orbital sander, little Bauer, and I think what we're using is 100 or 150 grit sandpaper. We've done this side already, so we need to do the roof, the front, the other side, the back, and the door. And we're going for more of that nice clean fiberglass look finish on this one. We want it to look nice and smooth instead of more of that rhino light finish, which we did on our other one. We didn't do any sanding after the fact, we just painted it, called it good, left it rough. But this time we picked up some nice glossy paint we'll be using to give it kind of like that nice shine. We went with marine gray, $15.99 if you're curious, because I think that's the look that I want to go for after we sand it. Then we got these strips right here that we're going to be mounting, so when the camper's closed, no water's going to get in it because the seasons are changing. Rain's coming. We got a sneaky little half blind, half deaf dog here. Doesn't know I'm right here. He's trying to sneak over to the compost pile. And guess what, buddy? Oh, see those ears go back? You had no idea. You had no idea I was right here, did you? No compost for you today. So far I've added some rubber strips to the front and the rear of this thing. I went with this stuff right here, Auto Marine rubber weather seal, high quality rubber, self-adhesive, you know, remains flexible in different temperatures. So we went with the large size because of the way the camper is overlapped. There's a little bit more of a gap in the front and the back than there is on the side. So we're going a large piece on the front. We're going to go with the medium strips along the side that are going on top of the camper roof, just like this one is. And then, since the bottom platform is thicker, 1.5 inches, we're going to go ahead and put a small one down right here. So that'll come down and seal it, and it'll kind of overlap the two layers like that, and hopefully block water from coming in. At least that's the idea. And for the medium, see that the large was like flat with different ridges. This one's more just like a little cone.